Today, we're working on my red XR6, but not this one. But this one. For over 270,000 kilometers, this thing has been a 4-speed BTR slush box, and it ends today. I'm sick of it. So what's the first thing we need to do? Well, this car needs to go up on the hoist and that auto needs to come out. So let's get started. The tail shaft was the first thing to come out, and as you can see, it was not an easy task. This thing had clearly never been off. I tried and I tried, but in the end, it needed a little bit of persuasion. And because this is an automatic, it has something called a torque converter, which also happens to be connected to the crank via 4 17mm bolts. So I removed those. All right, so now that most of the smaller jobs are done, we can now get to loosening the trans mount, so it makes it a little bit easier to get to the bell housing bolts. Now, I don't have a trans jack. I will be taking this auto out on the ground, unfortunately, but I figured I may as well do as much as I possibly can while it's in the air to make my life easier. And so I don't want to jump off a bridge while I'm doing this. Got old Planky over here. I'm going to loosen these bolts and I'm going to loosen the jack, and it should tilt the engine backwards so I can reach the top bell housing bolts with an extension. Hopefully this works. Spoiler alert, not only did this not work, but it turned into an absolute disaster. I've definitely learned my lesson about trying to take transmissions out without a trans jack on a hoist. Future Nathan definitely won't make this mistake again. What do you reckon of this trans mount, guys? I was gonna reuse it. It looks pretty good to me. What do you reckon? It's pretty mint. Just enough play in it. You want a little bit of play. This is what it takes to manual swap your AU Falcon. You gotta make love to it. But not even 5 minutes later, this happens. Oh my God, guys, I'm shaking. I was loosening my hand. I almost got killed by this BTR, bro. I was undoing the top bell housing bolts, and I'm like, oh, the BTR feels like it's a bit loose. Peter was standing underneath it, and I felt it going. I'm like, Peter, move! And then it slammed on the ground. Holy crap. What are we gonna do about that? Well, I don't care. I'm just happy that neither of us got hurt. Holy crap. I didn't expect it to do that.
I've never had a box that just falls off like that. You always have to reef on it. I thought we need to get a pry bar now to start prying the bell housing.
I guess... well, I was gonna sell this box, but not anymore. That's the bit of the bell housing that fell. Holy shit. Bro.
That's so fun.
I wish I was recording.
What are we gonna do about the puddle?
Oh, that's the least of my worries now. I'm happy that the box is out. Holy crap. I've never had that happen before. All right, well, now that that calamity is over, I've absolutely murdered the floor and the BTR. I was gonna say, guys, if you want a BTR, free for you guys. Take it. You can still take it. You just need to replace the bell housing. Honestly, the rest of it's fine. But now it is time for the flex plate. And then tomorrow, I can get the flywheel machine, get my T5, pop it in. There we go. Oh, the rear main's been done. It is leaking oil though, so I'm gonna replace it. So it's the next day now. We have the auto box out. Well, it sort of removed itself, but nevertheless, it's out. I just dropped off my flywheel as well to get machined, but here is the new rear main, and also the sump is leaking quite badly on this car. This engine leaks like a sieve. The front main is leaking. The rear main wasn't leaking, but I replaced it anyway because you may as well. The actual sump here is leaking, so I don't really feel like dropping the subframe and pulling the sump off. Maybe one day I'll give this engine a birthday, but for the meantime, this will do. So I've just put some grey RTV around the back side of the sump. Hopefully that minimizes the oil leak, and then eventually I have to get the front main sorted too. But while we are waiting for the flywheel to get done, I have a manual pedal box. And I know what you guys are gonna say, why are you putting a manual pedal box in? It's just gonna blow up. It's gonna crack, you know. But I've already thought of that, and since I already have it, I don't need to spend money on a Malwood pin, so I'm going to reinforce it. So I'm gonna put a bar here, and I'm gonna reinforce it here too. I've never actually seen a pedal box break before, but I'm just assuming that over here is a weak point because it's just literally pressed sheet metal. I'm gonna run a bead of weld along here as well because this is just tacked together. So wherever I can, I'm just gonna try and strengthen it pretty much. So we'll take this over to the welding station and we'll see what we can do. If it does crack in the future, I still have my auto pedal box, so I can just switch it out, put a Malwood pin, no worries. But this isn't going to really be skidded that much. Maybe at some point I might bring it to a drift event, but I reckon this will hold for now. So I started by cutting up some sheet metal so that I could weld it into that part that I showed you guys just before. Here's a little metal plate that I made up. So it's going to sit right here, just like that. I'm gonna TIG both sides, and then all of these little seams, I'm gonna stitch weld as well because they are obviously prone to cracking. Hopefully this massive, thick piece of metal should give it some sort of structural rigidity because I don't want to be pulling this pedal box out again, so yeah. 4. Yeah, what's up? I have no idea how to weld, by the way. I have this much idea how to weld, so hopefully my luck continues. Stinks. God no. I want to give a massive shout out to Laser Cleaning Victoria for making my T5 look absolutely stunning. I want to give Laser Cleaning Victoria a massive shout out for hooking it up on this T5. Like, look at it. This thing looks like I picked it up from the bottom of the ocean. SpongeBob used it in his freaking car, but now it's brand new. Hopefully it shifts and drives as well as it looks. You never know with these used transmissions whether they're gonna drive any good. I'm so excited to get this thing in. I just put the spigot bearing in. It's time to put this puppy on. Just got a machine, picked it up today, and hopefully this box will be in no less than 1 hour. If any of you guys are looking to get your parts laser cleaned, my best mate Rex just started a brand new business, Laser Cleaning Victoria. They specialize in any sort of metals, grime removal, rust removal, and as you can see by this video, they did a fantastic job on my T5. I'll leave all their details in the description below. Please show Rex some love. So you guys are probably wondering, what clutch should I go for? Well, I took inspiration from my mate Rex's Drift AU, which he also daily drove for many years, and he put in a completely standard OEM replacement XZ clutch. That thing has seen more track days than I have fingers on my hands, and it's been daily driven for probably about 20 or 30,000 kilometers, and the clutch is still mint. So this is what I went for. I didn't want to get anything too heavy because number one, the pedal box will crack. Number two, the firewall will crack. Or number three, the T5 will blow up, or it'll be too heavy on my left leg sitting in traffic and whatnot. So XZ OEM replacement is what I went for. Let's get the clutch in, get the bell housing in, then the transmission. Alright, clutch is in, it's all torqued up. Now it's time for the bell housing.
Wait, that bell housing looks really clean.
Yeah, it does. You know who cleaned it? Laser Cleaning Victoria. I already gave you guys a shout out. You're not getting another one.
What do you mean?
Look at that, it's shining. It's brighter than I am.
Installing the bell housing. Making sure it's lined up. You man?
Yes.
There's no way.
Next time you're filming.
It's not my video, man.
You hear me? Next time you're editing, you're. So we have the flywheel on, we have the clutch on, and now we have the bell housing on. So it is time to get the manual trans in. But when I bought this manual swap, it didn't come with bell housing bolts. So with the T5, you can actually bolt the bell housing on like you just saw without the transmission, which makes it a lot easier to install. I had the bright idea of going over to my automatic transmission, which is now ruined because of me, and I actually stole the bell housing bolts from that. And they sit on the inside. They're a 12mm multi-point socket, and I just double checked that the length works. It's almost as if they knew that people were gonna do this. So the next clip you see will be the transmission going in. So now that basically everything was done under the car aside from the clutch cable, it was now time to do the job I was absolutely dreading. And I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, and that is the pedal box. Unfortunately, I couldn't film any of it because it took way longer than I expected, and let me tell you, it was the biggest pain in the ass job I have ever done on a car, but I managed to do it. It's been a couple of days. The AU is all done. I haven't driven it because I've been super busy prepping for my surgery next week. If you haven't heard, I'm getting my glasses off. I'm trying to prepare videos in advance, but now it's time to get the AU out on the road and see how it does. I'm super keen. I hated that AU slush box. So off camera, I did a couple of things. I installed the pedal box. That actually made me want to cry. And the clutch cable, and I obviously filled up with fluid. I have not driven it. I've literally pushed it out, pushed it back in to do the pedal box. So let's start it up, see if it drives. I haven't put the shift stick on just to make sure that everything's good, but the bronze bushing feels very, very nice. Got a little chode there. Anyway, let's see what happens. Neutral. What's that noise? Maybe we'll go with the clutch, hold on. Whoa. Oh, what's going on? Bro, it sounds like the box is blowing up. Fucking hell, man. There we go. Bro, it sounds like a bucket of bolts. It literally sounds like bolts in a blender. Cut the I was feeling pretty defeated at this point, as you guys can probably imagine, but after I settled down a little bit, I decided to take the car for a drive just to see what it would do, because I was curious, and man, it surprised me. So with the clutch out, it sounds like bolts in a blender. Put the clutch in, silent. Oh my God, listen to that. My neighbors are looking at me like I'm an idiot. Bro! Well, let's see if it shifts gears. Went into first, but... we got second. Oh, that's a horrible noise. Alright, we know we have second. Oh, shit!
Oh shit, it goes pressing down again.
Alright, we have third. You know the weirdest part? It shifts mid. Oh my God, man. It's still more enjoyable to drive even with the blown up gearbox and the auto. See if we got fourth. Bro, it's silent.
There we go, solution, stay in fourth.
Just stay in fourth.
Just drop it from
what?
fourth.
Why is it, what?
Go back in fourth and then let off the throttle, see if it does it.
Nothing.
There we go, the solution is fourth.
That literally makes negative sense. A second. I can't floor yet because the clutch is brand new. I don't want to glaze it. Let's get a bit of speed up. Let off in third. Ready? Oh! Yep. Anyone have a T5 for sale? May as well tip this thing in and just blow it up. Well, on that bombshell, it's time to end. I'm gonna go take a very long walk off a short pier. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, a bit more than I did. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.